What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We back with some more Demon Dice. This time we're checking out the song "You're an Ace Kid." Now, I know this was kind of like an experimental album and everything, but I'm absolutely loving this whole electro swing type jazz type stuff, man. It's really, really fun to kind of get bopping to. And of course, Demon Dice coming through with absolute monstrosity to bars. Now, again, we are reminded the rap mix and art by Demon Dice by how freaking talented she is. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. The mix and everything, the production is all like A1 stuff. Illegal, right? Demon Dice is literally a superhero. Superhuman, actually. Superhero probably as well. Anyways, let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up. Track by CJ Beats.
What's hanging, young hero, beside your head and spirit? That soul is saying something profound, so let them hear it. Give up the safe and sound for bets, it's all on breaking ground. This vacant town was a mistake and you can turn around.
Okay. Besides you, right. So basically saying what's hanging your hero besides your head and spirit. So depression, right?
Your head and spirit. That soul is saying something profound, so let them hear it. Give up the safe and sound.
That's interesting. The soul is saying something so profound, so let's hear it. A lot of us, especially when it comes to media creation or pretty much anything, when we're creating something, how many times do you kind of just go back, and you might go back on it and say, oh man, I really wish I would have did that. But instead you kind of like take the safe route, and because you think it's going to be like super cringy or whatnot. So sometimes our inner soul will be telling us to say some things, right? But we don't want to say it because we're just too nervous or too scared to go about it. So, okay.
Besides your head and spirit, that soul is saying something profound, so let them hear it. Give up the safe and sound for bets, it's all on breaking ground. This vacant town was a mistake and you can turn around.
So bet it all on breaking ground, right? I think the key word right there is breaking ground. And the way I look at it is, if you ever doing something and you're doing it and it's not really something that you like are 100% set on or whatnot, the breaking ground is going to come when you finally try to maybe even, say some stuff out of your soul, but then it all kinds of falls apart because it's not what you been doing that got you to the place that you was, right? Almost kind of like a fake it till you make it, but you faked it too long and now you can't turn around.
Your heroes and your idols turned out insincere and human. Reality's a dog that fears too high to keep on moving. But you ain't interested in losing, are ya? I thought not. Still too invested in improving as that fire you got. You came out to the city, it wasn't what you dreamed. Gave it 150, was harder than it seemed. Yeah. You said goodbye to home and people who supported you. To chase something invisible, you lived for that distorted view.
Oh, man, that's I mean, literally, when it comes like type of stuff like that, like the most common story is pretty much going to Hollywood trying to look for this dream, trying to achieve like something like super visible. And it's pretty, it's okay to have dreams and everything, but it's also more important to kind of have your expectations, right? And I feel like we got so many stories and so many music, movies, we got music, we got stories of it not being the thing of people, that the thing that you think you're chasing is not in reality what you think is going to be, right? We got people like Demon Dice with movies and stuff all over the place, giving us fair warning about these type of things, yet some of us still fall for the same stuff, right?
Goodbye to home and people who supported you. To chase something invisible, you lived for that distorted view. Damn. Your sorry superficial buddies like to shun and doubt you. Tonight's the party, everybody's having fun without you. Forget some players like us, put in the effort. They just scared of folks to focus cause they can't predict our weather. Renee's still back on the rebound. Know that if you wanna be a dominant star, you better step up. Next rough patch, kill the rewound mode. I care the walkie down and I'm my soul. The road to freedom can't be seen by downcast eyes. So raise your gaze until your 10 feet tall. Shake your fist at the sky, refuse to die or let them make you small. Cause they love just to see you convinced you're just a brick in the wall. So kind of like,
it's very interesting. Very, very nice kind of like positive message going on here. I'm sitting here looking at that, like, you're an ace kid. You know what I mean? I find some meaning in that. You're an ace kid. When I think about that, what I'm thinking of, like some type of like old guy, right? Let's say that you're like an actual kid and you do something. It's like the guy, like an old guy saying, hey man, you're an ace kid, and you just feeling like super excited and everything about hearing these type of words. So therefore you take that you take that, what they just said, like you're an ace kid and everything, and you try to like improve on it and everything. But in another way, you're an ace kid. It's almost like let's say that you fail or something like that, and then you got some people out here who who, even though amidst all your failures and everything, they'll say, yo, keep your head up. You're still an ace, right? That's kind of like the overall kind of feeling that I'm getting from this song, like feel good stuff. This is definitely one of them songs where if you're feeling like absolute down and everything, here's Demon saying, yo, keep your head up. You're an ace. Like that's feel good stuff, man. And I was having a pretty bummer day. So good stuff.
Make you small cause they love just to see you can dance. You're just a brick in the wall. So kinda
like all the other bricks.
I chose the free life over money, job stability net. I know Kimi was out in those shoes.
Are you ever okay?
So I know, cause I know. I said so, don't make it right. So no yarikata dame. Temaji kikitakunai. Talk all night about your troubles, all it's gonna do is pause you. Shaberu dake nara, sorry man, I kawala.
If all you do is talk, sorry man, nothing's changing. Right? You got to do some actions. That's very interesting. A whole lot of people do a whole lot of talking and everything, but actions prove louder than words sometimes.
Talk all night about your troubles, all it's gonna do is pause you. Shaberu dake nara, sorry man, I kawarazu. Kotoba yori ga shigasa, not the most difficult jigasa. Rikai fusoku ari wakemono koto da.
It is a young people's thing, right? A whole lot of us, especially young, everybody goes through this. When we think we have a whole lot of stuff figured out, but unfortunately you don't. And the best teacher is experience. And sometimes you just got to go through it, right? There ain't no shortcuts.
Remind myself to zone on what's ahead of me.
The way that she phrased that, of course, it was a kind of quotation marks, right? Almost as if, like it's a young people thing, almost as if you like jokingly saying it, like, haha, stop telling me that it's just a young people thing. I guess I could take it both ways.
Remind myself to zone on what's ahead of me. You see the deeper meaning only once you've seen the light cell.
Yo, that's kind of crazy how she's kind of just mixing the Japanese with the English and he's still coming through with the bars and the flows. Like, what? Yo, talent, man.
You see the deeper meaning only once you've seen the light cell.
Experience. Oh, what? Yo, you see how she kind of just dipping in between? That's crazy. Everyday defy speech, singing besides you where I want to be.
Still back on the rebound. Know that if you want to be a diamond star, you better step up. Next rough patch, cue the rewound mode. The care the walking out and I my soul. The road to freedom can't be seen by downcast eyes. So raise your gaze until you're 10 feet tall and shake your fist at the sky. Refuse to die or let them make you small, cause they love just to see you convinced you're just a brick in the race.
A lot of people you've probably heard this a lot, but in life, it's not about all the time. It's not about the times that you get knocked down, but when you get back up. We've all heard that like a million times, but it's definitely, like I said, it's one of them things where, all talk is about action, right? I'm pretty sure there's times where a whole lot of you guys like felt like absolutely down. And we know that it's sometimes easy to just not see that light. You know what I mean? But it does exist. It really, really does. Okay, I'm liking this.
Still back on the rebound. Know that I starになりたいなら努力必要。最悪の引きたら悪くそうだけど諦めない my soul.
Work hard. Hey.
The road to freedom can't be seen by downcast eyes. So raise your gaze up till you're 10 feet tall and shake your fist at the sky. Refuse to die or let them make you small. Oh my motion at night. This one will live for tomorrow. Really still back on the rebound. Know that if you wanna be a diamond star, you better step up. Next rough patch, cue the rewound. Downcast eyes. So raise your gaze until you're 10 feet tall. Shake your fist to the sky. Refuse to die or let them make you small. Cause they love just to see you convinced you're just a brick in the wall. But you're not just a brick in the wall.
This brick in the wall. Why is for some reason I'm thinking of that song by Pink Floyd? I can't remember. You guys who know, y'all know what I'm talking about. They had something of a similar message, I think. Oh, she doing a little scatting right here. Hey. Just breaking up. All right. Yeah. So, one thing about having all this power that Demon Dice has is that we're able to actually see like almost kind of like the full vision of things that she's putting forth, right? Because it's not handed off to like a whole bunch of other type of artists and everything who can get kind of close to what you're imagining, down to the point to where you kind of just take it because deadlines and whatnot. And that may happen at the same when you're producing your own work, but from the moment to the end, it's your work. So even if it don't appear finished, it's still a lot more closer to what you imagine in your head than what somebody else could do, no matter what kind of talent. Now, there's another thing about what she was saying. I was thinking of Pink Floyd when I was thinking, another brick in the wall. One of the things that's really, really important, especially when you're trying to come up in whatever kind of, well, two things that you're trying to come up with whatever kind of media or whatever you want to do, is that one, that you're your own worst enemy, right? So you're always going to be your own worst critic. And sometimes the enemy ain't even the people behind the screen, it's yourself, right? So you're an ace kid, keep your head up. These are these things, these positive reinforcements that you can tell yourself, right? To kind of get you up. And second, don't ever let anybody be in control of your emotions, right? Because I say this quite a bit, I think, on this reaction channel, but when it comes to your emotions flaring up, right? You are the person that's responsible for controlling that, right? If somebody says something offensive, it is your fault why you got offended. If you have control of your emotions, those things cannot touch you. You know what I mean? And I think it's super important to get control of that, because obviously on your rise to stardom and everything, like she said, people going to try to convince you just another brick and wall, that you ain't special and everything. But ultimately, it's going to be about your sternness, right? Your kind of emotional stamina on how much you can handle. Now, none of us are perfect. We're definitely going to have those type of blows that's just going to knock us down and everything, to the point to where we can't feel like we can get back up. But luckily, we got artists like Demon Dice with music like this that we can play anytime we're feeling those type of emotions. You know what I mean? So, all right, y'all, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.